Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, guys, and welcome to the show. We are going to give you our thoughts on the Nuggets game. It's halftime. I'm Gianna Giardi here with DC and Mark, and the score is 63-46. The Nuggets are up, which is very exciting. We've seen a bit of sloppy play. DC, what's been your opinion on that first half?
Yeah, I think the first quarter was sloppy, right? We saw a lot of turnovers, we saw a lot of unforced errors, kind of kept Dallas in the game. But the second quarter, excuse me, I think they really stepped it up. Saw them kind of pull away. Mark, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
I think a common trend for this team all year has been tough starts. They get behind early. They let teams kind of gain the momentum and get their grounding much earlier than this specific Nuggets team should, which, mind you, we've seen this team with just about every possible roster combination you could imagine up to this point in the year with all the injuries and all the different stuff going on illness-wise. But I didn't love the start. It wasn't very smart play. I saw a lot of costly turnovers, a few opportunities where I think like the specific person that had the ball should have taken the shot. One or too many passes was an issue as well. And then the shots that weren't going, like more specifically in the first quarter, it just didn't seem like guys were committed to the play they were making. It seemed like they were hesitant on the shot they were taking. They didn't love the play, but they were still taking it. And I think that kind of halted the momentum for the start. But as far as the progression from the first to the second quarter, much better in terms of getting into a groove. Like P-Wop picked it up. Tim Hardaway Jr. started making shots. The offensive momentum started picking up. It just took them a second, which seems to be the common trend of the years. It takes them a little bit to kind of get their grounding.
Yeah, seems that way.
And defensively, I mean, Denver looked pretty good. They were rebounding. They held Dallas to 46 points, held Cooper Flagg to only 6 points. So interesting if it was Denver's defense or Dallas's offense. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. I think obviously, they went on that 13-0 run in the middle of the first quarter, second quarter. That was really good. They had a lot of good ball movement in the second quarter, instead of kind of what Mark was kind of talking about, where they were just kind of frantic, moving the ball a little bit too much. Nobody wanted to take the shot and looked a little unsure. But the ball movement was really good in the second quarter. And then you had guys like P-Watt. Najee Harris actually provided quite a boost. Tim Hardaway had a really good first half as well. But they really need to take advantage of Dallas just not really shooting well at all. They're not a good team right now. We need to keep our foot on the pedal and make sure that we can distance this score a little bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird situation right now because you look at just the blanket score, 63-46. Without having seen what happened in the first half, you think, wow, very dominant start. This is a great place to be for the Nuggets going into the second half, especially considering they come into this game having already lost 2 games to the Dallas Mavericks, in which both times Dallas put up 131 points. I think it was the same mark in both games. Right. So you look at the fact that they are leading so comfortably, and hopefully they can keep it that way. But when you get into the nitty-gritty, I think it's more leaning to the side of Dallas is shooting the ball so poorly right now.
Yeah.
The offense is not clicking for them right now. They're on an off night, and they're struggling this season. They're 15-25. So it makes sense, like looking at the way that they're playing, that they aren't shooting the ball efficiently. But some of the passes that the Nuggets have made, some of the offensive sequences that haven't really finished the way that they should, it's just I'm hoping to see improvement offensively in the second half.
Yeah. I'd agree with you. I mean, they have kind of gotten this lead because of how bad the Mavericks are and how they're playing. But the Nuggets aren't playing their best ball, which is kind of scary, seeming that they're almost up 20 points. So, I really want to see some continuity. Just come down, run your sets, no turnovers, play within yourself, and go ahead and get this win.
Yeah, let's not get into a running match with Dallas. Let's keep the lead, hold them where they're at. And then Jamal Murray, 14 points. Last day to vote for All-Star. So be sure you guys get out there and do that. What are we seeing from Jamal tonight?
Jamal's just taking over. Jamal's doing Jamal things. Jamal Star is making his bid to say, hey, I'm trying to go out to LA. I'm trying to be an All-Star. He took over. He knows that he's the number one option for this team right now. 14 points. We're looking at 3 assists. Obviously, guys are making shots for him. He's a plus minus of 8 right now. He's playing really solid. I think that if we get another 14 from him, in the second half, I think we'll be in a good spot.
Literally everybody on the roster is everyone's a plus right now. And then you look at Dallas.
Everyone's a negative almost.
No, I don't even think one guy's a +2. Caleb Martin's a +2. Other than that, everybody is under 0.
Yeah.
So it is definitely an offensively tilted game for the Nuggets right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is a +20.
Yeah.
But no, yeah,
insane.
I mean, looking at Jamal's game, he's playing so confidently right now, and it's good to see because he's dealing with a handful of issues right now. DA talked about it pregame before the game started tonight. Illness complications are still riddling Jamal Murray, and this is now like a week and a half that he's been he's playing, which is good. But I mean, it's crazy to think that at this point, like a week and a half later, he's still riddled with this much illness related stuff, and then he is dealing with some injury stuff as well. So I mean, just a laundry list of issues for Jamal Murray right now. But he's playing confidently, he's moving confidently, he's shooting the ball really confidently. Like I can think of a few plays that he had in the first half where there's not really any sort of an open play around him. And whether he's got 2-3 guys on him kind of at the top of the key in the paint, he's just driving right down the middle, making the shot, getting it off really clean. His release looks so good right now. I mean, it's been like the last 3 games have been a flu game for Jamal Murray. The whole team, honestly, literally everybody on this team is so sick.
Yeah, they definitely, the All-Star break can't come soon enough. I think they all need a rest. I think they all would like a few days off. But to be honest, I mean, the depth of this team, I still think is the story. You're bringing in, I mean, if you look at the box score, they're bringing in everyone. Everyone's playing, and to run still 8, 9, 10 guys deep in this scenario is amazing. And the coaching has kept everyone focused, motivated. It looks like they talked about Cooper Flagg not being able to just drive down the lane and get layups. And like you said, only 6 points. So in the second quarter, we saw that they were able to kind of box him up a little bit, make sure bodies saw him on the way in. We're going to need that coming through the rest of this game if you're going to win. But you can't let Cooper Flagg go for 30 in the second half,
Right. Holding him to 6 has been huge for the Nuggets so far this game. I mean, comparatively to the last 2 games where they let the Mavs score 131 points in each. So hopefully they can continue that into the second half. And speaking about illnesses and injuries, we have to remember that Dallas is also missing 3 of their key players in tonight's game, but the Nuggets are holding their own. And I truly think that it has been although very upsetting to watch so many of our players fall, it is the storyline. And there have been a lot of silver linings out of these injuries and illnesses. And it's very exciting to watch people like Peyton Watson rise up to the challenge.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been great. Like everyone's stepping up. It's not just one guy. Peyton Watson, though, looks unreal. Let's talk about that because he does look unreal. I know me and Mark are sitting here just like, oh my goodness, because he's making those really difficult shots look really easy. And that's, I think, something that is hard to do. And you see that on an all-star level from a lot of players. He's picking up that, hey, I'm the second guy on this team. I'm going to make those hard shots. I'm going to take those difficult moment shots. But he's coming through on them. I'm quite impressed.
And something I love about him right now is he's made it clear how much time he's putting in, how much effort he's putting in to working on his release, working on his mid-range game, which his mid-range has been unreal ever since we've seen him step into this more dominant starting 5 role. I keep hammering this point over and over again, and I'm going to say it again right now. These injuries, I think it's just what the Nuggets needed. It's at the perfect time of the season. They're having to face a ton of adversity in missing key players, like in the first sort of part of this injury stint, Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown. Now you've got AG starting to warm himself back up to prime Aaron Gordon.
Right.
Christian Brown has been in and out of games, still complicated with that ankle sprain injury. Jokic, will hopefully see him back in a few weeks. But you're seeing guys like Peyton Watson, Tim Hardaway Jr. step into these more dominant roles pretty soon here. We're going to be looking at a healthy Nuggets team that consists of Jamal Murray, Peyton Watson, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. That's just the assumption of what the starting five might look like. Your bench is Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., Christian Brown, Spencer Jones, and Big Jonas Valanciunas. That is a championship team, right?
It
there.
is. You're right. You're absolutely right. And the value that we're getting Tim Hardaway at, the cost versus the production, the return on investment is absolutely incredible. Obviously, I think that Cam Jones as a starter will get going again, but it's going to be hard to keep Peyton Watson out of the starting lineup. Someone I think is going to get shifted around there, just because it's hard to keep him off the court right now. He's playing incredible.
And Mark, to your point, I mean, having this happen at this time of the year, getting all of these players minutes and reps and building up their confidence is only going to be that much more helpful as playoffs roll around and it's time to maybe rest some of our starters and our key players. So definitely a good thing for the Nuggets, although it is sad to see people like Jokic sitting on the bench, but he's doing a great job coaching.
Coach Jokic. Coach Jokic.
The coach, coach. people are like coming
Kocic.
up. People are coming up with like all sorts of names. Yeah, Nikola Kocic.
Yeah,
there's a lot of different ways you can spin it.
He's solid though. I mean, he's a solid coach. It seems like every time you see someone like that he's getting coached by, they're like locked in.
Yep, they're listening.
Yeah,
and
like,
you see him on the bench too. Like he's standing up tall. He's got his eyes big. He's like, "Come on, this is what you need to do. This and that."
Yeah.
Jalen Pickett literally said it the other day after the game. He was like, he gets in the huddle and he gets involved and he literally predicts what the team's going to do. So I think that's another positive avenue to look at with all these injuries in mind is what he's offering insight wise as sort of more of a mentor type. Cause I don't want to call him a coach. It's not good. This is a temporary thing.
Yeah.
He's going to be back. He's going to be back in the lineup before we know it. But in this small little stint where we're seeing him away from the game, but on the bench helping, it's cool to see the insight that he can offer and he can help these bench guys who are temporarily playing a lot more consistently. Like I think of guys like Jalen Pickett and Zeke Naji, who are probably learning so much from the insight of Nikola on the bench.
Right.
So it's been cool to see. It's been cool to see that kind of avenue. I mean, DA said it himself in a press conference recently. The last few weeks have been unreal, crazy, frustrating, exciting, like every emotion you can imagine. That's what the Nuggets are going through with all this stuff right now. So it's exciting to think about as we start to see these guys kind of get healthier.
Yeah. And I think David Adelman is coaching his way into a coach of the year, at least bid. I don't think anyone can really argue that right now, that what he's dealt with, what they're able to overcome and the wins that they're getting. They're not just winning against, bad teams, they're winning against good teams. They actually, and the Nuggets right now have the most wins against teams over 500 in the league. So to think about that being, third in the West under these conditions, under what the team's gone through, under the injuries that they've gone through, it's really impressive to see David Adelman and where he's got this team and how they're playing. And they're almost up 20 at halftime right now against a really bad team.
I can't even believe that I've seen a few things in the media that are like, is it time to consider if DA's role should be, is DA the right man for this role? 1000% he is. First of all, it is way too early to even sniff that concept. Is DA the right man for this role?
Yeah. He
stepped in after Malone got fired last year. He took a broken Nuggets team to Game 7 against a ironclad OKC team who that was their hardest series of the playoffs, no question. And then this year he had the best start, or I think it was either the best or tied for the best
in Nuggets history.
Nuggets history. And he's doing it with a broken, battered, and injured Nuggets team. Yeah. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. It looks like the third quarter is getting started real quick. Should we go down the line? One thing that we want to see from the Nuggets in the second half, and then we'll wrap things up before.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
I want to see a little more from Spencer Jones. He started heating up toward the end of the game. We saw he had some good hands kind of low in the paint, made a few good plays, and then he got a really nice corner three off. I want to see that game continue to elevate throughout the rest of the game.
Okay, I like that. I'd like to see Zeke Naji get to double-digit rebounds. I think he's at 5 right now. We can get another 5 out of him. Maybe a couple more points. I'd like to see that.
I would say that Nuggets just hold their own, don't get in a running match with Dallas and let them back in the game. It seems that continues to be a trend with our Nuggets team this year, especially in that third quarter. So looking to put all 4 quarters of basketball together tonight and get that win out strong. But halftime is over. So it was great chatting with you all, and we'll be back with post-game thoughts.